Hi, I'm Jenny Phil, and this is Weather, a novel about a librarian who slowly becomes a climate change doomer. The novel in general is sort of about what it means to start widening your circles of care, and what does it mean to keep deciding that that person isn't a stranger that you're hearing about, that they are someone else, that you're both in it together.
This book somehow knows everything I feel anxious about. Did you have a sense as you were writing that you would be striking such a nerve?
Younger people have been afraid and obsessed with this for some time. But for people my age and people who are not working in a specific field, I think it seemed somewhat abstract until more recently, if you live in the West and are lucky enough to not have it quite at your doorstep yet. But what's been interesting, it took about 6.5 years to write the book, is I went from seeming like quite an outlier with my concerns to finding more and more people that I knew when I told them what I was writing about, saying, oh my gosh, I too am experiencing this dread about what's going to happen with the climate.
What gives you hope?
I heard a quote from Isaac Dennison that said, write a little bit each day without hope and without despair. And I have never succeeded in doing that. But I do think sometimes that hope cannot exist in and of itself. I can't just be hopeful for the sake of it. I find that I have to figure out actions that feel like they create a less precarious life for the future. So for me, that's meant that I wrote this novel, which I was never intending to write about the climate when I first began it. And also that I've pushed myself a little bit to do more activism. And that's been an antidote to the dread.
I'm going to open up Weather and hold it up so our viewers can see this very unique style you have here.
I wanted to try to find a form that was closer to the way that I myself think. And I wanted it to be able to include those kind of moments where you think something, but then you double back a little bit and doubt yourself, or you have one thought and then you leap to another thought.
Jenny, thank you so much for joining us from home.
Thank you for having me. What a pleasure.
And thank you for watching A Word on Words. I'm Mary Laura Philpott. For more of my conversation with Jenny Phil, visit awordonwords.org and keep reading.
In order to just get through the days, we have to believe that we have a modicum of control and safety. And every once in a while, the rug is sort of pulled out from underneath us, and we realize that we didn't have as much control and safety as we thought.